One person alone on a tropical island for 30 days with no food and no water. With the right gear and a bit of ingenuity, I can survive. I went to the other side of the motu this morning to watch the sunrise. Quite beautiful. On my way back, I discovered a treasure, something incredibly valuable to me. Check it out. Look at that. Isn't that insanely good? Remember how my problem with water collection was my container was flexible and it would kind of collapse and just wasn't a good scenario. And I said I was hoping I'd kill for a 5-gallon water bucket. Well, this is probably 20, maybe 30 gallons. But you're saying, Steve, it's all crushed and it's got holes everywhere. How's that going to hold water? Not a problem. When I saw this, I said, that is black gold, Texas tea. All right, trivia question. What was the sitcom that phrase came from? Answer is coming in a moment. If you need to pause the video, here's the bonus question. The name of the actor who starred in that series and his real name. Pause the video if you need to. All right, here's the answer. The series was called The Beverly Hillbillies. Let me tell you a story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, went up through the ground, come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is. Black gold, Texas tea. Now you may be wondering at this point, has Steve lost his mind? He's been alone on an island. No, I'm just in good spirits. Things are looking good. I got some water yesterday. My fishing is looking awesome. Today I'm going to explore the interior of the island, so things are looking up. The character's name, Jed Clampett, and the actor's name, Buddy Epson. 5 points if you got them all. So my attempt to rehabilitate this container is going to be pretty difficult. It's been baking on the beach for who knows how long, and it's like really rigid and really in the shape that it's in, and there's these big cracks here all along the indentations. And so I'm going to try to pull those out like a car fender that's dented, but if I do, the fear is that it just completely rips apart. But we're going to give it a go anyway. Oh, I can feel the material ripping there. Without question, the most valuable bushcraft tool that I brought on the trip is this little tiny saw. Now that I've found it so useful, I only wish that I had brought a slightly bigger one. In any event, our containers here turned out to be so brittle that any attempt to straighten these bends out, because they've been baked in, was pretty futile. So I ended up cutting this thing in half, and I'm still optimistic that we can make something useful from these. Time will tell. So here's step one. I have wedged a piece of wood in there, which is pushed this side out. That's the perfect shape. This one has been pushed this direction maybe 4 inches. I don't want to press it anymore at this time. I'm going to let this maybe soften in the sun, although it's pretty darn brittle. But I'll put another piece of wood in there that's 1 inch longer the next time, and maybe we'll work that dent out a little bit slowly but surely. Okay, I have the second piece in, 1 inch longer than the first, and so that dent is slowly being pushed out. We'll keep working on it slowly and surely. Here's the other half of the container, and you can see that I've opened both the bottom and the top of these to make a much wider opening, so that's coming along nicely. I'm on my third lengthened piece. This is 1 inch greater opening. Making some real progress now. I got both side dents out, and now I'm just trying to reform the top perimeter, but we're making some real headway here. My container has taken shape quite nicely, but these ridges here are really sharp and jaggedy pieces, so I've got to deal with that next. We've taken care of the sharp edges with some soft wood material. Now what's left is to make it waterproof. Had some extra here. Yes. I gotta go after him. That's how it's done on the motu. The Polynesian, one of the Polynesian styles of cooking fish is just you throw the fish on the open fire, fins, skin, scales, guts and all. You char it up and then you take it down to the ocean, and all the guts, all the skin, everything comes off really easy. So it's a pretty cool scenario. I'm trying a slightly different variation. I've got a nice fish that I caught the other day, and I'm putting it in foil. My intent is to create the same scenario, cook it, doesn't have to be thoroughly, but enough to come off the bone, and then I'm going to make some fish patties, which should be delightful. My fish is in a really hot oven there, doing really good. I don't think I even need to turn him. He's all surrounded in flames. So I'm going to give it another 4 or 5 minutes, pull him out, see how she's looking. Okay, here's the grand opening. I have no idea if this is going to turn out, but let's see what we got. That looks delightful, doesn't it? Wow. Let's see, that should be falling off the bone good. Don't know where my fork is, but oh, look at that. Look at that. Perfecto, man. I'm gonna eat some now. Forget the fish patties. Oh, Ashamundo. Alright, so this is all pure meat that the spine and bones all came out in one whole. We do have a few remnants of fins here that I need to deal with. Yeah, see that? But aside from that, that's some good cooking stuff right there. So my plan is I'm just going to cut this up, make it fine, And then I'm gonna whoops, there's some more bones. I'm gonna make a fish patties. So mix it together, put some spices and herbs in there, and it's going to be good. Fry it up. All right, here is our fish patties. Well, one fish patty and one fish patty and a half with hash on the side. But it looks scrumptious.